Do you believe Israel will occupy the Gaza Strip? I'm shocked Gaza isn't under UN administration already. And once Israeli military operations end, I think that's where it's going. The only solution, in my opinion, is for Sunni Arab countries like KSA, Egypt, UAE, Morocco, etc. to send peacekeeping forces. It will be a tough sell. But I think to bin Salman having Israel as an ally against Iran is more important than supporting the Palestinian cause. Regardless of whatever statements he makes in public to not upset his country's pro-Palestine population. It seems almost inevitable, at least for some period. Currently, there is every indication that the IDF is out to destroy Hamas as best they can. This kind of authority vacuum cannot exist in a place as populated and volatile as Gaza. Of course, the alternative would be Hamas somehow fighting off the IDF, which is rather unlikely. Even if Israel wanted nothing to do with Gaza in the long term, there is little hope that an alternative authority acceptable to Israel can be put together quickly, nor can any alternative hope to bring any semblance of order quickly without the cooperation of Israel. Yes, there's no way to ensure all Hamas infrastructure is dismantled except for occupation. It's costly and painful, but this atrocity was too big and cruel to let Hamas survive. From the paw of Israelis. Be aware that 43% of Gaza population is under the age of 14. No, they don't want to support 2 million Palestinians. If they invade, they'll get in, rescue and kidnap who they want and dismantle Hamas assets and get out. Why wasn't Gaza under UN administration? And why wouldn't it be in the future? Is the only way I can imagine of ending this conflict. If Netanyahu does anything less, it would be political suicide. I don't think so. Going into a dense urban area as an occupying force is a nightmare. Israel would need to indefinitely control strategic points in a hostile environment. While possible, doing so would require strong repressive measures, a euphemism for human rights abuses, which would further increase violent resistance, essentially creating a vicious cycle. Once in, it will be politically difficult to pull back out, leaving a situation where news drip feeds in about Israeli casualties with no end in sight, while international opinion slowly forgets the current outrage to focus on the occupation. No, but I do expect them to flatten it. If they occupy it, they not only officially take responsibility for all of the people that live there, they will also face the immense costs, both human and financial, of the occupation. Hundreds of Israeli soldiers and thousands of Gazans would die. And then there's the response from Hezbollah, Syria, and Iran. They might try ground invasion just to save face, but I don't think they would occupy it. Occupation means continuous bleeding, and I think Israel has a strong aversion to that. Obviously, they already stated the intention and already started. My prediction: Israel will not annex the Gaza Strip, but the blockade will be even more severe. New, stronger fortifications will be built, stronger navy presence, stronger measures against tunnels, and only subsistence levels of outlays allowed, like 2,000 calories for every citizen worth of food every day. Israel cannot move Gaza. They cannot commit genocide. So their only option is to deal with it like some kind of cancer. Gaza is already occupied territory. That's what Israel itself considers it, and the international community as well. That's why Israel has the obligation to provide water and electricity to Gaza by international law. It can't get more occupied than this. You probably talking about whether Israel will patrol and police Gaza Strip after the assault. Actually, Israel just needs to continue the siege. To wait and observe. Time is not on Palestinian side in Gaza. I think Israel is more likely to occupy northern Gaza rather than the entire strip. Leveling 10 km into the strip and also using mines will create a border that will provide Israel with safety and would cost Israel less soldiers dying in the ground operation. Now they have a good reason to take over, don't they? They should just turn it into a smoking crater and be done with it. Nah, too much hassle. Bomb a new fear of God in them. Try to seize as much enemy personnel and equipment as possible, dead or alive, and try to rescue as many people as possible. Afterwards, who knows? Israel should eliminate the strip and relocate those that want to stay in Gaza to an area south of Jarrah, then put a DMZ around it and it will have walled perimeters and mines and whatever else necessary to keep them out. No more work exchange or anything like that. Egypt can do that if they want. Nope. I think they'll get their pound of flesh and international pressure will build for a ceasefire. The US and European economies simply cannot deal with another crisis right now. Pretty sure they are going to occupy indefinitely and slowly all Gaza Palestinians will be killed, or die off or try to leave to nearby countries. If possible, then Israelites can finally build those condos. Also, by the time the UN or the West puts pressure on them, which isn't a guarantee, it'll be too late. Not feeling much other than despair right now. Mr. Netanyahu, please tear down that wall. Temporarily? Sure. Maybe even definitely. Long term? Hard to say, as this will depend on a number of as yet unknown undetermined factors. What had they been doing before if not occupation? What is preventing Israel from annexing Gaza at this point? Can't they green bus the residents into West Bank like Assad? This will go on forever. As we're seeing in South Africa, the occupiers have no will to leave, and it's now so far in history, who even knows? Then all the geopolitical chess being played. It's so complex, and as always only the normal people suffer. This will go on and soon be a paragraph and then a sentence in the annals of time. Unfortunately, as mere mortals living in this time, it is their whole life and we have to suffer it. It's just luck and some choices that change how it ends for us. Occupying would be a waste of good lives. I'd simply bombard the territory and seal off food, water, power, and medical supplies until Gaza has a more manageable population. The Palestinians need to be shown that they don't have the power to do anything but anger Israel. They will think back on their lives in Gaza before their terrorists' attack was a memory of heaven. Hamas has forever altered the reality on the ground. Is it worth occupying a crater? I say that because, after what has happened, do you think anything will be standing? Gaza won't be able to see the Stone Age from where they are once IDF are finished. I would hope not. But given the unanimous support the West seems to give for the indiscriminate slaughter of Palestinians, which has been going on for a century, it looks to be that way. They will wage a reign of terror which will only force more Muslims to hate them more. Buying off the rich oligarchs in Saudi Arabia and Jordan etc. will only hold back the people for so long. They need to find the ammo they were given or stole. Is Russia missing a shipment from Iran? Did they know and not share? Yes, I think that was the point of allowing it to happen. Justifying a power grab. No. Once they clear all the rubble and build their new city, the only thing they will occupy is NRW living rooms.